nothing out of this season. My ship is sailing. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with the season finale of season 4 of The Boys. It's crazy. It feels like this show just dropped the other day. But again, I keep forgetting this show tends to drop 2 or 3 episodes right off the bat, so it definitely goes by faster than a lot of the other ones. But we're here. We're at the finale. And I also heard that next season is going to be the final season of The Boys. So I expect that we're going to have some pretty big things happen in this finale if we only have one left and we're only doing the 8 episodes per season. So yeah, I expect this to be a bit heavy in one way or another. That we're going to have something that's going to be either a big plot point or potentially lose a character. I'm not sure. So anyway, the last episode we basically had Christmas Boys style. We had the boys doing their best to figure out what they can do to create this virus now that they've lost their scientist. They have to do what they can to reverse engineer something, and they want to give it to Newman because they figure if they can't get Homelander at this point, at least if they can get Newman not becoming the next president, they won something. And then we also saw that Starlight has been kidnapped by the shapeshifter, who apparently is just, I think she can also absorb Starlight's memories and thoughts because, yeah, there was too many things that she was able to say and do around Huey that didn't tip him off at all. So yeah, we know that that's there. And again, we're not sure why or who's behind it, but we do know that the shapeshifter is in contact with Sage. So I do think that they're working together. But again, to what end, I'm not sure. And then we had Ryan basically standing up for what is right. He was trying to go along with what his dad wanted, but he said in the end, he doesn't want to do it. So we'll have to see how Homelander responds to that. And A-Train is in the wind. He decided to stand up for what he believes in and expose the fact that he's been working with the boys. And of course that meant that he had to leave before Homelander found out about it. So him and his family at the moment are gone. And MM chose to stick around as well. He was thinking of also leaving the States, but he decided to stick around and continue this fight. So yeah, I'm ready to jump to the episode and see what mayhem we get into. So let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop episodes to shows that I'm reacting to, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. I know that's going to be it for The Boys for now, but there's a lot of other good stuff in my catalog that I hope that you guys check out. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
We go behind the scenes of a powerful new Vought PSA.
I take responsibility.
This hashtag? Oh my God.
Where's the fucking virus, Frenchie?
Lashmore, I'm close.
That's disgusting.
Once they bang that gavel, Newman's one goddamn head pop away from the Oval Office. How close?
Close-ish.
Right? Like, guys, science takes time. Aw, Kimiko's still loving her little gift. Cute.
Hey.
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 What is it with this shapeshifter and wearing Annie's shit? It's weird.
Barged into dinner at my great-grandmother's house and got down on one knee.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you want me to do with that information?
Will you marry me?
The hell?
You need to stay.
What is wrong with this woman? No, because this is psychological warfare now.
Any January? I am terrified.
I feel so bad for Huey. I feel so bad that she is stealing this moment from him. What a psycho.
Okay, all right. So,
whoever the shapeshifter is, I hope they get painfully killed. Why? This seems painfully unnecessary.
wow, that was great.
Like, is she trying to get pregnant? Oh, there is a time limit on it. Interesting.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So does she have to touch Annie again? Are you finally figuring out something's weird? I can't even blame him, because how do you even think that that's a possibility? Knowing people like that were in the world, like how would you even make sure that your partner is always your partner? Your kids are your kids. This hospital feels a little bit jail-like. Oh God, you again?
You made me hell.
To do what? Explode my head faster?
And you?
You gave away the virus, the one fucking weapon that could have stopped it.
There is no guarantee that virus was not going to affect humans too.
What is real
is that piece of you that wants to burn every fucking soup on earth. How is it you think you ripped Ezekiel into fun-sized little
We
chunks?
still don't know. Could you enlighten us, please?
Is hold up your end of the bargain.
Bargain.
What bargain?
A fucking bargain.
Yeah.
Come on, champ. What's a little genocide between friends?
The hell is this V doing to his brain?
Be a dull and fetch us a pint, would you?
I mean, he is dying.
Here's me phone. We got work to do.
You're not allowed to smoke in a hospital? Jeez, that jar got full quick. You can see the picture now. And he's gonna wreck the one thing Ryan has of his mom. Do they have to repair this apartment like every other day with him? Your problem, sir? Your grown-ass problem?
Come here.
And if I don't?
Come here. That's an order.
An order?
I'm your father.
Biologically.
Not him. I always will be.
Biologically.
Come here.
I'm not a dog.
Ryan!
Good for you, Ryan.
I just need a little recharge. Why the fuck would I kill your mother? That requires going to Sedona, and no one should have to go to Sedona.
So she can get into your head.
Get out of my head.
Interesting.
Oh, Christ. It's like a fucking furnace in here. Why? Don't you just love
That's my question.
puzzles? Yeah, they're
Annie, you
actual
have powers. I'm
murders.
confused.
Sociopath. Which Miss Jameson, my preschool teacher, and I could see every memory she'd ever had.
Thank you for the power explanation.
More moral and good and honest than the rest of us. Just wallowing down in the shit. I don't think that. Yeah, you do. Come on. Mind reader. Remember?
That is a crazy double whammy of a power to have. Like, terrifying, actually.
You don't know anything about me or my life. No? Then why aren't your powers working?
That's a great question, Annie.
You'll have a couple of non-consecutive life sentences to work through your identity issues.
They're going to use her as the shooter. Gotcha. Damn, Annie. Okay, well, I guess you're just going to sit there and take it. I don't know what else to say. But there is something to be said with all of this emotional torture this woman is putting her through. She has been having an identity crisis since who Firecracker is has become a reality. And she needs to just accept that she's both those people. But that she's changed, you know?
Steakhouse. Where the birds get their baps out when they bring you a ribeye.
Hooters?
Then he nearly pissed himself when I told him.
Let me talk.
Fine, I'll go to the Topless Steakhouse for you.
He said it. I can't.
Tell the boys I'm sorry. For,
Being me.
goodbye, Huey.
Poor Huey loses his dad and now basically his brother figure. Matter of days. Sucks.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good.
Oh, God.
Whatever it is, good.
I'm more than happy to find time for my friend Homelander.
Yeah, let's cut the BS. Dakota Bob says he's gonna pass nutbag anti-soup laws in his first 100 days.
Still mad about Ryan? Good. Sitting there thinking you can run a country, you can't even run your own house.
We're here to tell the truth. So just...
Oh, he's gonna out her.
We all want to be heroes, but
Unless
I'm
she's
not
gonna try to
looking
push her to use it.
Fuck. It's all true. Standing up to the forces of darkness that want to sodomize our democracy.
These
and our
words.
Comes out of the bag, isn't it? Now it gets interesting.
Yeah, Billy's like, it's so great to not have to care about this because I'm gonna die anyway.
The first super-abled president. And you're a gal.
I'll be in
A gal?
because I have to get reelected in 4 years. Article 2 of the Constitution.
Yeah, have you actually learned to root? Oh my god, he cannot read.
Singer's as good as dead, and I am the only fucking friend you've got left.
Oh, I'd rather make my own head explode.
You'll have to arrest half your company, half the country.
He already had that plan.
You think I didn't think of that? Of course I thought of that.
Oh my god.
Open season on Singer now. Frenchie, tell me you got something.
No. Do you want to try this instead of me?
Right?
I'm working as fast as I
See,
can.
you think that it's that simple? One wrong thing and that it's going to be very bad.
Okay, well, you know she's gonna kill us if we leak this, right?
If I had another fucking choice, trust me, I'd take
I mean, at this point, she's got way more things on her plate.
It's right, another computer or the motherfucking cloud.
You're not hearing me. It's all gone. The original's the backups. We've got nothing.
Ain't nothing stopping it then.
In this year of our Lord, you don't have cloud backups? Dumb. But also, bring the laptop. Anyone with good hacking skills can probably recover it.
If Victoria Newman becomes vice president, it will be over my dead body.
Wow! Put that into the universe. That's not smart.
I want some more time. I don't have it. And I don't have time to ease you out of this.
You're gonna have to kill him, Billy.
Shut up.
I'm not sure I want to leave. I kind of
Fair.
like it there. Well, parts of it.
You see? You gotta stab him with the virus, and you gotta do it today.
Ryan, no. Your dad is a...
Grace,
Give us a second.
she had me promise to keep you safe, and that's all I'm trying to do here. Now, if you're telling me, I mean seriously telling me, that the place you feel safest is with Homelander,
Then it is what it is.
and I ain't gonna stop you.
Exactly. Give him a choice. For once. A real one. Shut up, Maggie, before you even say anything. Just give him some time.
A circle of trust.
Can you stop it?
What we're gonna tell you.
Wait, if she's getting sick from taking the medication for her boobs, then maybe that's how we take out Soups.
Robert Singer.
Meds. They're causing a little heart palpitation and a high fever, but it ain't no big thing.
Okay, well, you're coughing all over me.
Why would you say that out loud? Heart palpitations. Yay. That's terrible. I'm sorry, but not really though.
Further.
Like outside the door.
Hey, if we're thinking about who's got the most dirt on us, wouldn't Ashley's name be at the top of the list? Does anybody know Ashley's last name?
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's a good backup plan. But I was saying, how did she not leave the second he asked for that list? I would have been gone. And I think, what if you end up with a... What if you end up with power, like, just like the web dude, just shooting... Oh, jeez, I forgot she was bald. All right, well, we'll get to see. Hopefully it's not something that makes her look ugly.
Do you really think the shifter's in here?
I hope not, for Christ's sake.
The shifter really is a sociopath and a psychopath. Both, if possible.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Something about her powers makes her overheat.
It's like a furnace in here.
It's like a furnace in there.
Finally put it together. But be calm.
You should go find some water.
Yeah, okay. Do you want one?
I would love one.
I'll be right back.
Good job, Huey. Good playing it off. I mean, if you dislocate both your thumbs. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Oh, wow. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep, we did that. That is a thing.
Peg the patriarchy, right?
That's something Annie would say.
Yes, motherfucker!
Come with me! Sir, this way!
Bullets on a soup? Have you learned nothing? Have you all learned nothing? Get to work, Kumiko. The slowest door known to man. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Holy, what in the mystique? Okay, it really is Mystique with a side of Nightcrawler.
Go!
Stop using guns. Break it. She's trying to bite her? That doesn't work. They wouldn't have done anything anyway. Thank you.
Take Singer, go.
Ooh, the real Annie's back. Never mind. Figure it out later. Go, here we go. We're gonna have another girl-on-girl fight? Can we go? You want to join the fight again, please? But Annie needs to do this, though. She really needs to break through whatever the hell it is. Stop with the biting, you freaking weirdo! Here we go. Come back, girl.
I don't know who the fuck I am.
You're Annie. Start from there.
That I'm the bitch feeding your ass.
Don't fall for it yet. Don't fall for it yet! That was too quick! That's gotta be awkward, hey? Just whipping your neck back around. Don't hug yet! Keep your eye on her, I'm dead ass! She can shift again! No, honestly, if that was what I was dealing with, I would take her head off.
You will be president, and you will go along with every word.
Or?
And Victoria, if you stray even an inch
What
off
are you
that
gonna do?
path, I will make sure Zoe knows nothing but pain for the rest of her life, and I will send you a piece of her every year for the fucking rest of yours. There is no fail.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you don't just pop that mother head off. You could have done it a few hundred times, Vicky. He has blood.
What happened to you guys?
Let's not talk about it. Oh, Kimiko's like, I'm proud of you, babe. Yeah, this is going to be an awkward combo. He's like, no. Yeah, good luck, buddy. I think Annie will understand, though. Huey couldn't have possibly known right off the bat.
Hello, hello. You okay?
No.
I actually also found your fiance.
She's not understanding.
Congratulations.
No, she's not. She wasn't my fiance. No, you're.
You put the ring on her finger.
Give him a second. He did figure it out.
You all right? She looks just like you. You know, right down to that freckle you have. Down.
I mean,
So
you
you
know.
did fuck her.
You know.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, and as long as you were getting laid, you didn't look too close.
This
That's
is not
the
fair,
enemy.
Annie. This is really not fair.
Not someone who is depressed or fucked up or comes with any complications.
It's not fair, Annie.
And you always ditch your bra for sweats as soon as you get home. She found your car keys on the first try, and you have never ever found your car keys in under 15 minutes. But
He
the final
loves you,
clue,
Annie. Stop it.
the bunker, all your weird, amazing fucked upness, that's what makes you you. Hey, please.
Yeah, this is really not Huey's fault in any way. I get her being weirded out, but this is so not his fault. He's been violated. Quite frankly, he was assaulted.
Vicky?
I want out.
Now?
You hit me, I hit you back, and it never fucking ends.
War games, Huey. Only way to win is not to play.
Very true.
I wanted to feel safe. Not like that scared fucking kid at Red River. But I don't feel safe, and I'm really fucking scared.
Homelander will do that.
I'm not kidding. But if I get her, it'll draw too much attention.
And that's how you know you can trust me, because I am trusting my daughter with you.
It's pretty fair. More than fair.
And I'm fucking running.
But you're a soup. I hope her heart explodes, quite frankly. The way they've turned it into the freaking Hunger Games in Vought Tower is actually insane.
Have you seen Ashley? This is Ashley.
Oh, sorry, other Ashley.
As powerful as she is, with everything she has on VOD, I mean, if there's even a 5% chance.
Hello, what? Just forget that Newman is a monster.
I'm not saying that.
Is she a bigger monster than Homelander?
Violence isn't brave. And neither is hating my mom, or A-Train, or anyone. Forgiveness.
Period.
Letting go, a little fucking mercy.
That's
That's
hard.
brave.
Yeah.
If we're ever gonna win against monsters, I think we need to start acting human.
Speech of the season, Huey.
Really? Just
Yeah? Really, Annie? What's your other idea?
Either way,
Right?
might as well go out with our heads held high.
Period.
Taking a chance with A-Train, that shit was crazy.
Paid off.
Look at how it turned out.
Saved your life. And you of all people, Annie. Hi. I bullied a girl when I was young. Should we just continue to judge you on that?
You are getting tested for every single disease known to mankind.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm not getting shift or syphilis.
Is that a thing? Probably. I thought she just needed some time. Yeah, because that was not your fault at all. The real culprit is dead, thank God. Exactly. One of the hardest things people can do in this life is forgive. Yes, to Newman. For yourselves, exactly.
Newman is easy compared to us. Huh?
Is she? Tell that to the people she offed. Their families. You got it, Kimiko. You got it. What? What? My ship is sailing?
There is no one.
Stop it. I need something to throw. I knew it. I knew she liked that kiss last season. I knew it. Don't you dare leave her hanging, Frenchie. Don't you dare. If you are nothing, you are a whore. If we get nothing out of this season, my ship is sailing. You know he can hear you. He's got super hearing.
We have it on video, and he's murdered countless more. Your father isn't who you think he is, and he wasn't having an affair with your mother.
Grace!
He raped
No.
her.
Wow. No, that was not. Grace, God. Why would you tell it to him like that? Why would you do that?
I'm sorry, son.
No kid needs to hear that easily.
And you're the only one who can stop him.
Stop him. Like, kill him?
Not necessarily.
So this is why you want me to go with you? So you can teach me how to kill my dad? I have to go.
Just stay. We'll talk it out together.
He doesn't want to talk. You,
Hey, all right, let's just take a breather, yeah?
You can't leave.
Mallory, do you know what this kid is super strong?
These walls are 6 feet thick.
This is the CIA's Hazlitt safe house designed to hold people like you. I can see what's in here.
You brought me here to trap me.
No, we brought you here to help you.
You're locking me in a cage unless I agree to be your weapon.
Yeah.
You left this big, empty black hole inside me. And then the greatest miracle came along.
Not the emotional manipulation. This is so wrong.
I want to leave.
Sorry.
Get out of my way.
Grace.
I'm sorry.
You asked for that, Grace. I'm sorry. You did. Because how dare you? Billy told you, give him time. And you did this. Well, R.I.P. Grace. And don't you say anything. That was not him. That was Grace. She got impatient. Billy could have talked him into it. He could have. No. Cute.
I will owe you many.
Great. So, you're gonna help us take down Vought and Homeland.
No deals.
Why does he look better?
I can explain. All right, it's all good.
He looks a lot better.
Please,
Butcher.
Going for the emotional cut. Look how good he looks. No, seriously. This virus, didn't I tell you he's reforming? What's the word I'm looking for? Damn! No, Vicky, no! No, I liked Vicky. She was such a badass. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to take out her daughter now, too. She's never forgiving you for that.
I'll be taking that virus now, thanks, Frenchie.
Ain't no fucking way. You took V. It will work on you too.
I don't think it will. I actually don't think it will.
You're all fucking welcome.
Oh, man. Vicky! No! You and my girl are supposed to rule the world together. What about her daughter? You guys need to get her. She's gonna lose it.
Where's Ryan? This was all for him after all, right?
The balloon!
But, we got here. Just had to keep a few bits to myself. You know, the bits you'd fuck up by.
Being you.
Oh, Speaker of the House Calhoun. Once they invoke the 25th, he's next in line to be president. He'd like to pledge his allegiance to you.
I can't believe a black woman is helping him do this. Oh.
I told you, you could trust me, boo. I got your back.
He just fell in love with you. And he don't even like black people.
Why would you do this?
I have my own plans.
To see if I could. This was so much fun. Just, you know, next time, listen to me. Oh, hells yeah, Blonde Ambition. Buckle up for phase 2.
Maybe we should start lobotomizing her again. Now Ryan's gonna show up and be like, love you, Dad.
I am declaring martial law and deputizing hundreds of superheroes nationwide.
Welcome to hell, folks.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So get out of the way, minion. Where's Ashley?
To rout these traitors from our government and from our streets. America will be safe again. And to the Starlighters.
Was it ever?
I'm coming for you.
Where's Ryan?
Because today.
Yay! 4 weeks.
We wake up to a new world.
I don't like bathroom shots like that. Someone always pops out.
Peacefully in their mother's arms.
Live in Homelander?
Starlight's pedo agenda has been
Oh
thwarted.
no! Of all things, that's the one thing Victoria didn't want. This bitch. Oh no! Why him?
Children and feminize our men.
Oh, this chick. Crossover, hey? She can speak.
No,
she finally got him. But they need him because he's the only one who knows the recipe to the virus. Can you do that? Say it. Say it. So Billy's the one person he couldn't find. How interesting. Oh,
you gotta be fucking.
Damn, they found Soldier Boy. He still hates you. Is that it? Is that it? Let's double check. We don't have another scene somewhere. No. Okay, that's it. Oh, wow. What a way to end this show. Craziness. Absolute craziness. But actually considering, I mean, this isn't the final season, so I didn't really expect there to be like a big showdown, kind of like we had last season. But still, it's kind of like, there was a lot here. More, I think, the implications, again, the levels and the layers is where it was at in this particular episode. I think the main things that I would probably cover in this one were probably around, well, let's talk about Billy. Let's talk about Billy Butcher and what, actually, let's talk about the Annie thing first. We'll get to Butcher because I feel like he's kind of a poignant part of this. But we have the situation with Annie and the shapeshifter. I guess the shapeshifter is just crazy. I guess that's the only way to describe it. I was right about her working with Sage because I'm like, the shapeshifter, we saw her and Sage talking. They clearly were working together. But I was like, if Sage is no longer working for Homelander, then why would she still need Annie's laptop? But it makes sense that she was still putting pieces in place for her plan. And I did say that last episode, didn't I? Was it last episode Sage got fired? I think it was. Didn't I say that Sage is way too smart not to have anticipated that Homelander would at some point let his ego take over, right? So I was right about that. So she did anticipate that at some point he was going to get distracted or start getting egotistical. And she already put contingencies in place for that. And then we see that she still also had her, and I said that she still has other plans going on. And again, Homelander thinks he's the one spearheading this plan, but really he's just a piece in her giant game of chess that she's playing with world power right now, which is terrifying. And I 100% believe her when she says that this is just fun for her. I said this a few episodes ago, that when you're somebody with that level of intelligence, she would get so bored so easily. Like, this is why she's lobotomizing herself, because she's bored. She's like, I know everything. I learn everything very quickly. There's nothing that challenges me. Nothing surprises me. So she needs to up the ante to give herself something to feel interested or even excited about in life. And so, as she said to Homelander when he recruited her, she's like, I want the ability to see what happens if I actually put these theories that have existed into play in the real world. And you have the power to make me or allow me to do that. Right? So this really is just a game for her. She's not thinking about the implications. She doesn't care about who is hurting. She doesn't care about the fact that real people are being hurt. She's at this place where actually they threw around the term psychopath and sociopath in this episode, but if there's a true sociopath, I would say it's Sage. She genuinely does not give a damn about humanity. She is truly nihilistic. She has no cares about, there's a huge dissociation between her and people. And I think it developed probably when she was younger, probably when her grandmother died and she started to understand how the world worked. That's probably when the dissociation started. And then as she got older, and as I said, just learned that there's more and more and more things that just don't give her any type of joy or sense of connection. Because that's the other thing. When you're that smart, who are you even with? Who can you even be with? Right? I mean, we sit there, we make fun of the Deep because we know he's not necessarily the biggest of intellectuals, but truthfully, he's not a complete idiot, right? But for her, everybody's at the Deep level, you know what I'm saying? Or worse, as far as she's concerned, because if you're that smart, there's no one in the world that's going to be able to have a real conversation with you. No one's going to be able to stimulate you intellectually. Again, I don't know if that's what she'd look for, but you get my point, right? So it'd be a very disconnective thing for her to be the only person with a brain that works like hers like this. So anyways, when you have that level of dissociation, she has no family, no one she can connect with, and then this boredom with just being alive, then that is a very dangerous combination to put in a very powerful position. So she's having fun right now. As I said, the whole world to her is nothing more than a giant chessboard, and she's just having fun seeing how the moves work and how the chips fall. And of course, humanity and real people are suffering for it. But anyway, coming back to Annie and the Huey situation, we see that this shapeshifter was kind of a perfect pick in the sense of, obviously, not only were they a shapeshifter, but they were also a psychic, which is terrifying. It looks like they actually had to touch you to get those memories, but all the same, oh, that makes sense. Because I was wondering why in the first episode with the shapeshifter, she touched Annie before running out. I thought she was going to switch then, but that's not what happened. I think she touched Annie long enough to read her mind, and that's probably when she figured out how to find Annie to be able to take her down. I'm thinking that's probably what happened. But either way, the point is that shapeshifter is a terrifying, absolutely terrifying creature. Because again, that combo of being able to read the minds of anyone and take on their form it's insane. So yeah, perfect pick by Sage. And just unfortunately, they were psychotic. They enjoyed torturing the people that they were overtaking. It looks like she often killed the people that she took their bodies over. So yeah, poor Annie, but also more importantly, poor Huey. Huey's been violated in so many ways this season. Like literally, I saw some people online talking about how they really weren't impressed or happy with the fact that Huey has taken a lot of abuse this season, and some of it quite like falling into the SA category. And they're like, is the boys doing this is it too much, or are they using this as a trope and kind of taking away the severity of it because he's a man? And I'm not going to get into that particular debate in this particular review, but it is something to think about. And that I do agree that it was quite a bit this season. I feel like Huey definitely took a lot more than he maybe needed to. And I mean, all of the members of the boys take L's. We know that. Like, it's not like anyone in this group is not hurting or going through stuff. But I do feel like Huey got a lot of a lot of things happening to his person this particular season this particular season. So anyways, this being on top of it, and as I said in the episode, it broke my heart when this shapeshifter decided to propose to Hughie, like taking this beautiful, precious moment from Hughie and soiling it forever. Like, yes, at some point he's probably going to propose to the real Annie, but he's always going to have that memory of the fake Annie. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that first time was stolen, and like that was just such a diabolical thing for her to do, and unnecessary, just so unnecessary. But, you know, she talked a little bit about that when talking with Annie about, you know, and I thought it was very, very good, a very interesting choice, and a very good choice in the way they filmed that, having the shapeshifter remain as Annie while mocking Annie for what she perceives is going on with her, and also talking to Annie about her innermost thoughts, right? Like, it's literally like having an internal mirror, but like a physical internal mirror right in front of Annie. So the way they shot that, like the fact that they chose to let her stay in that form versus shift into something else or whatever her real form is anymore, I thought that was a really good way to shoot it, a very smart way for them to shoot it, where it really was kind of Annie battling herself, because she has been, right? The whole season, Annie's been struggling. And it started, I mean, we didn't really see it as much in the first couple of episodes, but of course, once the whole thing was, Firecracker came out, and then the past and all these other things, we just see that Annie's been really struggling with who she wants to be going forward, right? Because there's Starlight, this image, this hero that she wanted to be growing up, all the expectations and all the things that built up this character versus who Annie wants to become. And as I said, she's been struggling with this for seasons, really, but I think it's really coming to a head this season because Firecracker put so much of her and her life and her belief system on her morals, everything, basically. All these personal things about Annie were pushed to the public eye, forcing Annie to have to deal with it more directly. And so that kind of brought in Annie's own issues with the fact that she is struggling with her identity and who she wants to be and what she wants to do now, because like I said, her whole life she's been working towards becoming Starlight, and now Starlight's forever tainted by what happened when she was part of the Seven. So yeah, her just trying to figure out the right place to cut the cloth between what Starlight was supposed to be versus who she wants to be, and what elements of that are okay versus what is the real her. Like, that's a lot of work, and she hasn't really had time to sit and really work that through because of all the stuff that's been going on with the boys. So yeah, we see it was affecting her powers. It was literally becoming a block for her to be able to access or use her powers and abilities, but a lot of that was around her accepting, as I said a few episodes back, the darker side of herself, you know. And I get that, you know, considering Annie's upbringing and the way her mom is still very hyper conscious of appearances and always wanting her to be this paragon of virtue. When you're raised in an environment like that, it's really hard to accept the fact that there are sides to you that don't fit in that mold, and that there are even sides to you that you're not proud of. And no one likes that, right? None of us like to look at the uglier sides of ourselves, but it is part of who we are. And obviously we don't want to like encourage those sides, but you know, we want to embrace them in the sense of we're all imperfect. Like, none of us gets it perfectly right. So for Annie, I get it, as I said, because of her background, who she is, the way she was raised, it was definitely a lot more difficult for her to make that realization that she is in fact multifaceted and that she's flawed. But as we saw towards the end, you know, after the shapeshifter kind of sat there and mocked her, saying, oh, you think you're so morally superior, and she's right. Like, she was telling Annie some of Annie's innermost subconscious thoughts, that there is a part of her. Because here's the thing, do I think that Annie necessarily walks around saying I'm better than you? No, not necessarily. But the reality is, whenever you judge somebody harshly in some way, shape, or form, it's because you have that lens turned on yourself, right? We don't judge people from our own, like when we judge others, it's because either we think that we're better than them or morally superior, or because we want to hold ourselves to that standard, but we know we're not there. So we'd rather direct that shame towards someone else, right? So for Annie, it's not so much that she really believed she was better than people, but she knew that there was this image that her mother wanted her to be, that her community wanted her to be. Like I said, this paragon of virtue, when really the real Annie was, as we learned a couple seasons ago, drinking Kirkland, you know, alcohol in the back of her trailer till she got sick, was having, you know, orgies with her co-stars, you know, goes out and does whatever she wants. Like, she was not what the image was, right? She was a human. She did things that were not what the Starlight of the paragon of Starlight would have done. And so when you are someone, like I said, who's got these types of standards and this kind of expectations, and then you don't act that way and you know that's the truth, it will create this dissociation within you and this shame and guilt over the fact that you're deceiving people and trying to deceive yourself. And that is often turned into disdain and shaming of others. And so all of that to say that Annie, I don't think she necessarily consciously believed she was better than people, but that judgment that she had of others and the way she would look down on others all came from that issue that she was having between who she was supposed to be versus who she really is. So that's a long rant about psychobabble, but I think it's important because it really was Annie's arc this whole season. And then we saw that it kind of came to a head with that face-to-face with herself, aka the Shifter. And she kind of needed that. She needed to understand that it's okay that she's not perfect. I've been saying this for a few episodes now, that she needs to accept that it's okay that she's not perfect. I think she needed that moment. I mean, obviously horrible that she had to be trapped for over a week and that Huey was violated in the meantime, but it was a necessary step, I think, for Annie, because we saw in the end when she beat that girl's ass, she said, you know what, maybe I am a bad person, but at least at this moment in time, I'm a bad person who's beating your ass, right? So one day at a time, one step at a time, she's just gonna have to accept who she is and accept that good and the bad and the ugly, as they say. So yeah, that was Annie. And then we saw that towards the end, her powers are starting to kick in again. I'm glad that she did get past the thing with Huey very quickly. As I said in the episode, totally unfair for her to be putting that on Huey. Like, how could he have known? This woman does a perfect shift of whoever she's, and not even that, because of the mental. That's really what it came down to. If she didn't have the mind reading, of course he would have figured out it wasn't Annie in a matter of minutes. But you know what I mean? Like, that was just, everyone would have fallen for that. Everyone. Annie would have fallen for that if she shifted into Huey. Like, please. So anyway, I'm glad that that wasn't dragged out too long. And for Annie now, hopefully she'll be, well, she took off. Yeah, she didn't get caught because the Supes weren't able to capture her. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens to her now. She's going to have to get strong on her own. Huey's been taken into custody. I know that Homelander's not going to take him out. He's just going to jail him for now. But yeah, she's going to have to figure out, I guess going into next season, her job's going to be to find Butcher, I guess. And figure out how to get the gang back together because she can't do it on her own. And so, yeah, next season's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, that's Annie's arc. Kind of into Huey's. Not much to say with Huey. We saw he had a really long scene with Victoria. I thought that was really sweet. And I almost feel like the writers put that in because for those, most people already know that Jack, he's dating the actress who plays Victoria in real life, and they've been dating for a couple of years now. So they're not going to be working together anymore, which I mean, maybe isn't a bad thing. Some couples don't like that much togetherness, but yeah, I think that maybe they wrote in that final scene for those two so that they would have the opportunity maybe to say goodbye their last day, even though they really weren't on the same set together. But anyway, that was basically his whole arc this episode, was figuring out the shapeshifter was who they were, but also giving Vicky an outlet to basically express that she never expected things to get as far as this. And I mean, I'm 50-50. Obviously, I did not want Vicky to die because I really like her character overall. And I, of course, wanted her to be a mentor and someone who could really look out for my girl. And Gen V, why is her name slipping out of my head? Marie. Who's going to take care of Marie now, guys? Anyway, but in the end, she was playing a very dangerous game, one that was over her head. And I think even Edgar would have told her that this was a game she shouldn't be playing, that the stakes were too high. But yeah, Vicky, sad part is whenever you've got something you have to lose, it's just too big of a game. And her daughter was what she wasn't willing to lose, right? Her daughter was everything. Zoe was who she was working for, what she was doing this for, but it was also her Achilles heel. And she should have recognized that getting into bed with someone like Homelander, that immediately put Zoe in danger, even giving her the V, right? So anyways, it's kind of sad though, like really that call with Huey was really heartbreaking because I know she didn't want it to go this far. I know that wasn't her intent, but she didn't know what else to do at that point. She really did just want to get her daughter to safety and get herself, you know, out of this whole loop, to just not be responsible for the absolute shit show that's about to happen. But yeah, didn't work out that way because of Billy Boy, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So yeah, that was pretty much Huey this whole episode. Outside of that, his speech was a really good speech at the end about forgiveness, because that has been a theme all season as well, with Kumiko, with Frenchie, with Billy, like this idea of letting go of the past and forgiving past sins to move forward. And so that last speech was really good, absolutely on point about how it's easy to hate, it's easy to stay in the hurt and pain that someone's caused, or it's easy to blame, but it's harder is letting it go and forgiving. Super hard, and forgiving ourselves is typically the hardest thing anyone's got to do. So anyway, good speech. Everyone in the room needed to hear it, and thankfully it was what everyone needed to hear. But that was it. Yeah, that was pretty much Huey's big one in this episode, truthfully. I think, considering that he was a focal point of last episode, I get why they kind of pulled back on him a bit in this one. I guess, yeah, we can move on to Kumiko and Frenchie. Yay, my ship is sailing, guys. I'm so excited about that. I knew I was right. I knew it. Way back in the first couple of episodes, I was like, why is Kumiko suddenly saying that the kiss was weird? It totally wasn't. Like, you initiated it. What? Like, no, I remember last episode when she had that whole sequence where she had the musical and she was dancing and singing with, I was like, no, Kumiko is in love with Frenchie. Like, that is not bestie love. That is like, I'm in love with you love. Like, we are perfect broken soulmates love. Like, you can't trick me. No. I was like, okay, earlier when she was like, no, like, you need to be with Colin, blah, blah, blah. I personally, and you heard me, I said, I feel like she's deflecting. I feel like she just doesn't want Frenchie to focus on her while she's dealing with all her stuff. And I was right? It came down to she thinks that Frenchie's too good for her, which is hilarious. And I only say it in the sense of like, really, ma'am? Like, the two of you are the perfect level of messed up for each other. Like, you're actually equal. Like, please, better? Come on. But anyhow, so I was right, thank God. And we see that now that after everything they've been through in this episode, like that gift that he gave her, showing that he's always thinking of her, how quickly he acted to cut her leg off when the virus came. Like, she just sees over and over again that Frenchie always shows how much he loves her, and so unabashedly, so openly. And yeah, like, she just is to the point now where she recognizes that, you know what, we got to let it go. Like, we both have got shady past. We're both pretty awful people. If you're going to rank up our body counts, we're both pretty awful people, but we're trying to do better now, and we match each other's freaks. So why don't we just do this, right? And so I really love that she, I just love that she just kind of came back around and was like, look, I said no to you earlier because of me, and, I actually don't feel that way. And then, oh my gosh, that little cute moment where, like, she gives him the kiss and she's all, like, unsure because she thinks he's gonna be, like, mad at her, and he just kisses her back. I'm sorry, they're so cute, you guys. I've been waiting for the ship since, like, season 1, so I'm very happy it's finally here, brief as it was, because they're separated again. She finally confesses that how she feels about Frenchie. And then she finally uses her voice. She finally breaks through for him. Do you guys understand how beautiful it is that she finally broke through for him? And he's gone because that cow. What the hell is her name again? That chick from V. I can't remember her name right now. The mind controller. She came in and did God knows what to Frenchie, and of course he can't fight anything against her powers, especially now that she's not on meds. I'm so mad. Poor Kumiko and her having to watch that. And she's not strong enough to beat up Sam, unfortunately. Anyway, so that was very heartbreaking that they finally get together and they're torn apart again. Like, the show, can you let someone have a night? Why is Huey the only one allowed to have a functional relationship? I mean, I guess considering this episode, maybe it wasn't that functional, but you get my point. Like, he's like the only one who's got a relationship right now. It's not fair. But anyhow, so that was nice. That whole thing was wrapped up. And, now that Kumiko has managed to say something, I hope that means we're going to get to her saying a few, or at least the next thing she gets to say when they get back together next season, because they're going to get back together next season. Maybe she gets to tell Frenchie she loves him. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we're going too far ahead. But yeah, that was pretty much their arc this episode. My guess is, like I said in the episode, they're taking Frenchie because he does know about the virus and how to create it. And they probably want to make sure that he's not out there to make more of it, or to possibly, with what's her name's power? Why can I not remember her name? It's bothering me. But anyways, she could possibly even wipe it from Frenchie's memory for all we know, right? She's very powerful. So I'm kind of scared for him. But yeah, that's them. Very cute. That was one really nice bright spot in the episode. So I enjoyed that. And now I guess we can go into, is that everyone pretty much? Yeah, not much on MM. Just got captured by the creepiest soup ever, of course. Sucks for him. I think that's it. Okay, I guess we should touch on really quickly the soups at Vought. We see that Homelander, because of he's dumb, he couldn't figure out how to recover the plan after he got rid of Sage. So we see that he tried to get rid of everybody in Vought Tower that could take them down, which was horrible, but also not a right solution. Like, please, people have contingency plans. But anyhow, the Deep, Noir, not much to say about them. They're just getting further and further into the abyss. They're gonna have to go. There's like, that's all there is to it. They're gonna have to go next season. There's no redeeming for any of them. Ashley took V. She's trying to protect herself. She's hoping Homelander will not come for her if she's a soup. And we'll have to see. It all depends on what she turned into and what happened to her. But yeah, I'm interested to find out what Ashley's powers are going to be next season, or if she even still looks like Ashley. I don't know. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to alter her appearance. I don't know why, but I feel like it will. But anyways, so there's that. We see that Firecracker, the medication for the breast milk, is making her sick. Yay. We'll see if she continues to do it or not, but I'm thinking Homelander is going to be done with her again very soon, so she'll probably stop taking it, unfortunately. But yeah, Sage is back in his good books, and I guess that I honestly think he might have fallen in love with her because she actually showed loyalty, even though it's not really loyalty, but that's how Homelander's going to take it. And we all know he gets emotional over that shit. So there's that. And I already kind of talked about Sage. Like, Sage is just doing all this for herself and she's still invested for now. She needs to be stopped though. Like, they really do need to take her out. And that's, I hate that I have to say that about a sister, but she gotta go. Sage gotta go. She gotta go. All right, we can finally get to Billy. Billy and Ryan. We see that Ryan is still not on the same page as his dad. Homelander found the picture of Ryan's mom and Billy, and he instantly got upset, understandably, because we know that he is so desperately in his own twisted way trying to make a connection with Ryan, not realizing that forcing it is never going to be the way. And of course, he tries to pull rank with Ryan, and Ryan's like, nah. Like, thankfully, it's kind of great. I kind of love that for Ryan, that even though he's younger, it's like, you kind of can't mess with me, Dad. Like, I actually can't hurt you. And it's so interesting because Ryan does not think he's strong enough to really hurt Homelander yet, but we're going to get to that in a second. So yeah, they're at odds, and Ryan ends up going to see Butcher because Butcher, of course, his body is not doing well. He's in the hospital. You know, they're basically saying to him that everything's looking bad. He's probably not got long. So he calls in Mallory and he's like, look, Grace, bring in Ryan. This is my last Hail Mary. Let's see what we can do. The whole time we see that Kessler is trying to convince Billy that he needs to just go into his darkest place. Like, you know, let's take them all out. Let's stop playing Mr. Nice Guy. And again, I don't know how much of this, I mean, some of it is definitely Billy. Like, I do think he's always had a fantasy of taking all the soups out, especially season 1, season 2. He really didn't hide the fact that he wanted them all gone. But it's not his whole heart now, right? We know that he loves Ryan. He'll never say it out loud. Well, I shouldn't say never. At this point, he hasn't said it out loud, but he loves Ryan. He does. And so it's not as black and white for him anymore. However, there's still that niggling doubt for him. And that's just because of the years of scarring that this man has over trust issues. So that niggling part of him that's like, well, what if Ryan does turn into his dad? All the things that Kessler said are all deep-seated fears of Billy's. But I feel like the V combined with whatever the temp V did to his system has created like it's almost made him like a schizophrenic, if you will. Like, I feel like this entity in him, or the powers in him, are like a separate entity. It's like they have their own consciousness. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like that's what's going on here. And so anyways, it was talking to him the whole episode, and Billy was ignoring him because he really was trying to lean into his heart, like who he really is. And, you know, I love the moments with him and Ryan, the fact that he talked to him, spent time with him, tried to be as upfront as possible, played the game with him. And I really like that he tried to give Ryan the real choice, saying, look, if you think you're safer with Homelander, then it is what it is, right? But if you think there's any doubt in your mind, then hear me out, sort of thing. So Ryan did hear him out because he doesn't feel safe around Homelander. He knows that man's completely unstable. But as I said last episode, it's not black and white when it comes to parents. He loves that man, even though he's terrible, because it's still his dad and it's only his only living parent. So anyway, as we saw, Mallory messed it up. She got impatient. She wants to get Ryan to, like so many other people at the CIA, they feel like the only way to get Ryan to cooperate is to force him. And that is not the way to go. Like, Billy already knows this. And I do believe truly that Billy was going to let him go. But we see that Mallory wasn't allowing it. And Billy half didn't want him to leave. Let's be real. Billy probably would have tried to get Mallory to move. But he also wasn't in a position to stop her either. You know what I mean? Like, he's in his condition physically. He couldn't have really done anything to stop Mallory if he wanted to. So it looks bad, but again, we see in the end too that he kind of looked at Ryan like he was kind of like, I didn't want it to be this way, but I also don't want you to go back to him. So it just was a mess, unfortunately, and I feel bad because I think I think Ryan knows that Billy isn't doing this maliciously. Like, I think he knows enough about Billy to know that this is not coming from a bad place, but it was just the wrong way to go about it entirely. Like, everyone keeps treating Ryan like he doesn't have his own thoughts and feelings and enough emotional and actual intelligence to make a decision on this. And this is why he keeps getting pushed around. And so I don't think he's going to go running back into Homelander's arms either, because he knows that his dad can't be trusted, but Billy is kind of it for him. You know, like, that is his dad in many ways. And so now that this trust is kind of shaky between them again, I just don't know where he's going to go, I guess is my point. We'll have to see, but I have hope for Ryan still. Like, his mom is still in there. And like I said, that love for Billy is still in there as well. But yeah, he ended up killing Grace, which she asked for that. I don't know how she thought she was going to get, like, this kid's a soup. You really thought you were going to be able to push that button before he came? Ma'am. So anyways, I don't feel for her. I'm sorry. That was too much. She shouldn't have pushed. She should have let him go. And I know what it meant to let him go. But if she let him go, I'm telling you, he would have come back. He would have come back. If anyone could have made it back, it's him. So anyway, bye, Grace. And then we see her death plus Ryan effectively leaving, which again, Billy does not know that he's going to go back to Homelander, but that is the assumption he's making. He finally allows Kessler to take over, right? He gives the nod, and now he's going to allow this part of his brain that has been kind of sitting dormant to take over. And it looks like it's a switch, right? It doesn't look like Billy is aware of what happens when Kessler takes over, although Kessler is obviously aware of what Billy's doing. So it's sad, but whatever's going on, to me, it kind of like reminds me of what I've seen or heard of schizophrenia. Again, I am not a medical professional, so I deeply apologize if that's incorrect. But from my understanding of it, that's kind of what it seems like. So anyway, I was right. I think my theory was right all along. Remember, I was saying that I don't think that Billy's dying. I think his body is like literally rebuilding itself. I think Kessler is like a parasite with the V, and it feeds off of Billy. And I think that if Billy doesn't like let it out once in a while, it feeds off his body. But if he lets it like take over, his body replenishes itself. Because you saw, the first thing I noticed when Billy showed up at the end there with Victoria is that the eyes were healthy, the dark circles were gone, the color in his skin was back, like he looked like he wasn't even sick. So I don't think it's cancer anymore. I think it's this power, the way it manifests itself in Billy is when he's not using it, it's like the tumors, it drains his body. When he does use it, it's like his body is in its complete form, if that makes sense. So my guess is that two things are going to have to happen next season. Either one, they're going to have to figure out a way to get the virus or to get the V out of his system, which I feel like I keep saying that I think Marie from Gen V is going to be pivotal to this because I think she's going to get the ability to remove V from blood. But coming back, either the V has to leave his system, like for him to live through it. We get rid of Billy, right? The virus is created and it's used on Billy. Or somehow Billy figures out a way to get his conscious mind to be intact and in control whenever the powers are being used. So he basically has to create a new balance for himself being a soup. Now, the Billy we know should not want to be a soup, should not want to live being a soup, but a lot's changed, as I said, since season 1. So maybe if he's got the option of being a soup going forward, like if he can take control of it and continue to be around for Ryan, then he'll do that. We'll have to see though. But yeah, that power reminds me a lot of, if you've seen the Umbrella Academy, it reminded me of Ben's power, like the kind of octopus thing, but crazy. Tentacle chest is crazy, guys. It's crazy. But I had a feeling it had something to do with straps though, especially when they showed how Ezekiel had him in a chokehold and then he was pieces of him everywhere. I'm like, yeah, it's something to do with arms or something. So anyway, and see, you guys told me there's nothing with the new batch of V, but you notice Victoria's daughter got tentacles, Billy got tentacles, the rabbit that was in the test subject, it all got tentacles. How are they all getting the same power? I'm telling you, there's something to do with that batch of V. But anyway, so now what we have is Tentacle Billy. Tentacle Billy is now in control. He does not care about anything. It's basically all the worst parts of Billy that have manifested itself in this persona. Real Billy is asleep at the moment, and he basically told everybody, like, I'm about to do what I'm going to do. Don't get in my way, or I can't guarantee what's going to happen, right? That you're welcome was very much Billy saying, don't get in my way. So, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes next season, because I don't think Homelander's prepared for what Billy is. And I think that Billy is actually like stronger than your average soup as well. Like, because Victoria is not weak. Like, we saw her get gunshot right to the head. We saw her get acid thrown on her. Like, she's a hardy soup, and Billy ripped her apart like tissue paper. So he is strong. He's crazy strong. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when he faces up against Homelander at some point next season. Homelander, who's still aging, still keeping that jar of pubes, but it's going to be interesting one way or another. But also, Soldier Boy, the reveal at the end, if Homelander wakes up his dad, that's going to be quite the battle royale next season for sure. But yeah, so that's where we're at with Billy anyways. Billy is now a soup, and he is leaned into that soup life. We'll see if anyone can get through to him. I think if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's going to either be Huey and or Ryan, but he's going to do a lot of damage next season before that happens. But I'm not mad at him being a soup in the sense of, like I said, there's a lot of the people that need rescuing next season. We got to get Frenchie back. We got to get Kumiko wherever the hell they're going to put her next back. We need to get Huey. So I think him being a soup's going to be beneficial, at least initially. But I am excited to see what next season brings, because yeah, this new order that's being brought in with this soups, it's going to be ugly before it gets pretty. And I'm hoping we're going to see a few faces pop up again too, like maybe Maeve. You know, maybe A-Train will come back. I don't know, but I feel like season 5 is going to be a doozy, and I really kind of wish it was already here, but I am willing to wait. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long. But yeah, this was a great season, guys. I did enjoy it. Like I said, a lot of it was very, very close to home. A lot of it very much letting us know that it's a conscientious show that is watching what's going on. But overall, still very enjoyable. Still scarred me in many ways, but I keep coming back, so it can't be that bad. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this season along with me. If you did, please do show some love. If there's other things of mine that you watch, then I will see you in another video. But if not, please do go through my catalog. I watch a lot of stuff that's similar to this, so hopefully you can find something that will be to your fancy, and we can continue this journey together. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you in the next one.